All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give our praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honors to the old Apostle Great Millstone, Thomas Truth and Rule Well. Peace, blessing, and salutation. I come out there, scared about the fur of the earth. That's serving the truth, not true and sincerity. That's why I say Shalom. Just upon the Bala, come to another video in the spirit. So like it. And the top of this video is going to be about he was raised up so the Lord can bring him down. Okay? And I'm going to get straight into it. This is Daniel 4:17. It says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of mankind." Okay? So this right here tells you that what Yahweh Bashem Shai ruled in the kingdom of men, he give it to whomsoever he will. Okay? And right now, this kingdom was given into who? To Esau Edom, man. The so-called white man. Okay? Those are the ones that are in control, and those are the ones who's ruling right now. Okay? Which is also known as the wicked. Okay? The Lord has allowed them to rule. Okay? And that just shows you how powerful the Lord is. Because if you know the history of E, you know, they was at the point in time, they was at the lowest. You know, they was at the bottom. Okay? They was actually in subjection into Jake for a period of time. Okay? The Lord had them down for basically 1,000 years. But then he allowed them to come back into power during the Renaissance. Which Renaissance means rebirth. You know, they was able to come back into power during that time. And from that time all the way up to now, look what they've been able to do. The Lord has allowed them to prosper, you know. And Daniel 12:4 talking about knowledge should be increased. So the Lord has allowed them to increase in knowledge on the left hand side with their technology and everything else. Okay, and you see, and now you're able to see what they was able to establish with that. And with them doing that, what? Ultimately, they thought that they thought that the Lord was with them. Let me grab that. This is Psalms 50:21. It says, "These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such and one as thyself. But I reprove thee, set them in order before thine eyes." Khan. They thought that the Lord, they thought that the Lord was with them. Because what? The Lord kept silence. The Lord let them prosper, you know. The Lord had let them do all this wicked, you know, to the Israelites, to his chosen people. And he kept silence. But what? He just did that so what? He can allow E to heap up coals upon his head, man. So when E finally gets his judgment, it's going to be justified. Okay, and how do we know that he is the wicked? Because when you grab scriptures like Job 9:24, it says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who's in control right now? The so-called white man. And when you look at the images, who are mainly the faces that you see, who do they look like? They look like the so-called white man. Because what? They completely whitewash history, man. The images of certain rulers, they have they basically put their faces on them and made it like, and they did the same thing with the Messiah. Okay, they made the Messiah look like what? A so-called white man, which he's not. He's a dark-skinned man, with woolly hair. He's not a white man with long hair. He's a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. And the scriptures describe him as that. So that's how the scriptures like this can tells you who was the ones in authority. Okay? And they were set up to rule for a certain amount of time. But then with them doing this, so what? They have gotten very prideful, okay? And like I brought up in the old scripture, they thought that the Lord was with them. And they have this thought right here. Since they've been able to prosper and do all these things, that's in the chapter back. Psalms 49:11, it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They shall call their lands after their own names. So their inward thought is that they're gonna be in rulership forever, because the Lord has what? Kept his silence. And they don't think that and through their might of their military and their might of their technology, they think that they're gonna be able to rule forever. But no, that's why the Lord is turning these other nations against them. America is gonna be a lone soldier real soon, because the pride of this place, they think because of their history. And it's funny because they depend on their history and was for certain conversations, but they want to forget about history in other conversations. That's the hypocrite of this man. They depend on their history like what they did to I can't never remember how they say it. When they dropped the atomic bomb, can't never say it correctly, but they rely on that type of history to try to keep that fear on these nations. But now all these other nations have nuclear weapons like America, so they're not as scared. But they think that people still have to, which they do. These other nations, they still have to go through America and trade, but because ultimately they're in charge of the whole monetary system. But once that dollar is collapsed and it's all basically one type of currency out here, when the CBDC is fully established, then it's going to be a whole new ball game. But ultimately, it's the ones behind that is still what? The elites who are Edomites. Because their whole objective is to have the whole world in control. Have control over the whole world. But they're not going to be able to fully establish their enterprise, because when the scriptures say when they're about to fill their belly, the Lord is going to intervene. Let me grab this. This is Romans 9:17. It says, "For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth." So the same reason why Pharaoh was raised up is the same reason why Eve was raised up. So what? So the Lord can show his power. And the way that the Lord is going to show his power is going to be a way that has never been seen before. Is when Yahushua comes back in his big fathership with his host of chariots. Okay, and he's going to physically put down Esau Edom. The scripture's talking about he's going to come back and put down all authority, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to show how powerful he really is. And it's going to be, the scripture's talking about the Lord is a man of war. How better way to show your power other than physically defeating your opponent? That's what they do. When you think about the fight game, that's what they do, right? You go into a fight to what? To physically defeat your opponent. To what? To show that you're the better fighter. That you're stronger. That you're a more powerful fighter. And that's what the Lord's gonna do. He's gonna put it inside of Eve's heart to want to fight. To want to fight, to think that he can beat him. He's gonna put in Eve's heart to give him everything he got. And none of it's gonna prevail. Because you're fighting against, see, Eve's gonna be fighting with carnal weapons. Yahushua is fighting with spiritual weapons. Okay? You ain't like them lasers from the chariots ain't shit you can do with that. And also he has spiritual powers as well. He's gonna be moving fast. He's gonna be doing all types of stuff. Nothing you can do with it. And he's doing all this to what? To show that he's who he is. He's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. He's the one true power. He's the one true God. And there's none with him and there's none like him. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'm gonna close out by giving our praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua by Shem Kakadash. Shalom.